Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today's reading is inspired after seeing this on Twitter X, this message from Thomas Markle Jr. Now, this is leading up to Harry and Meghan going back to Australia in April. And then after that, as we've heard, they're going back into the royal family over the summer. And having followed Harry and Meghan this long, we know there's going to be a big hoopla around this. This is going to really rev up her PR and puff pieces, and it's going to be bam, 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 you know. And we all know how that goes. It's just crazy. So, and speaking of which, then we have his brother, who has a YouTube channel and who has raised a lot of money from all of the dramas of Harry and Meghan over the years. And he's saying, yeah, everybody, you know, hold out signs saying, how's your dad, you swamp donkey, right? So that's his favorite phrase to use referring to her. That's kind of like his catchphrase. So that, and I was thinking, I'm like, wow, wouldn't it just give his ego a big boost? Like he needs more of a boost. You know, I think all the Markles have pretty solid egos. But wouldn't it just give him such a boost if people were to hold up signs calling her a swamp donkey? I mean, wow, all the Markles are real celebrities these days, aren't they? They're all like big stars now. And, you know, I have to say, Harry and Meghan are all about the hate speech, all that hate. When they never mention the fact that Meghan Markle's alleged brother and sister are the ones drumming it up. They're the ones revving everything up behind the scenes. And as TRG has pointed out, this looks like all one big psyop. And Samantha and Thomas just rev up right before there's some big story with Harry and Meghan. Like I said, they're going back to Australia next month and then going back to the royal family. So that's going to rev up. Now, is that revving up Thomas Jr., the alleged brother here, and the sister? So let me see something here. Okay. How you doing, John and Judy and Tiger Eye? Hello, hello. Yeah, so let's take a look at this. I gotta make sure I get my windows right here. I've got too many windows open as usual. So apologies for any mishaps here. I'm trying my best. All right. So there was some drama here last summer with Meghan's mole and Trevor and Fiona and Paula and the whole thing. And I'm not getting into that. I have no opinion. I wasn't even aware of what was happening because I don't spend a lot of time on here. But I did notice that in Trevor's video down here, this clip, he mentions that he's in constant contact with Samantha Markle. So I'll just play his video real quick.
Good evening, everyone. Just to let you know, I was going to do a long video about this, but there's no point. Tonight, go and watch Steph the Altar Nerd, her live, 10 p.m. UK time, with the wonderful Sue Smith. They have done lots of research, and it seems that we have one, maybe two, at the minute, Mexiteers that are making up lies about the Markle family. Now, I have received... I'm going to, off the top of my head, Sue Smith knows, I've told her about it, and so does Fiona. I think I may have received 15 messages today from Samantha Markle. And
okay, he received 15 messages today. This is back in July 2025. So there's constant contact of Samantha Markle with certain Mexiteers. And don't you know it, some Mexiteers are spreading lies. They're liars. And this feeds into turning Mexiteers against Mexiteers, in my opinion. It's what it looks like to me as an outsider looking at this. And then I see this, and I'm like, rev up that hate. Tell all your followers, hate on Meghan and Harry, spread the hate. Also part of the agenda, coincidentally. So isn't that interesting that Samantha and Thomas Jr. are both involved in revving up to get YouTube accounts, YouTubers battling each other, fighting each other, drama. And you see direct call to actions here. This is what the commies would call the Antifa. This is a call to action, a dog whistle, right? And we can't forget that Thomas Jr. and Samantha, I assume, I don't know, but we do know they have raised a lot of money for Thomas Markle Sr., right, who allegedly lost a leg. I don't know. I haven't checked for pictures recently, but last I saw, there were no picture proof of anything. But this is from January. I was following the GoFundMes a little bit. There were two GoFundMes. One was by a Sally Preston, and the other one was by Thomas Markle Jr. And I do know that Thomas Markle Jr. back in January 2026 was linking to Sally Preston's, GoFundMe. And I looked at it, and it was kind of suspicious to me, particularly the names that were donating and the amounts. I looked at it on my Patreon, but you see, as of January, they had raised the Sally Preston donations for Thomas Markle Sr. had raised $12,479, while the Thomas Markle Jr. GoFundMe raised $10,302, all ostensibly for Thomas Sr. So that's, about $22,000 just, in the past few months, right? So they're getting some, and this is after the last one. They raised about $100,000 with Lady C. I mean, they're raking it in. Plus, they get their YouTube channels. They're monetized. They get gifts, whatnot. So Thomas Jr. and Samantha are and they're getting some celebrity. Thomas Jr. was on a TV show in Australia, and just recently, or maybe not so recent, but a couple of months ago, Thomas Jr. posted, coming in 2026, Samantha Markle. She's going to have her own YouTube account this year. Isn't that interesting? Right when Harry and Meghan are going back to Australia, right when they're about to go back to the royal family and make a big brouhaha PR onslaught, where everybody, all the royal reporters, all the talking heads, Oprah's little pet, what's her name? Her girlfriend there. Can't remember that she went to the baby shower. What's that dingbat's name? Well, you know who I mean. The American version of the royal reporters. Omid Scobie will pop his ugly head up. Jack Royston will be writing, burning the midnight oil. Everybody's going to come out. All the ghouls and goblins are going to be coming out. And that apparently includes the fact that Thomas Jr. and his sister will both have YouTube accounts. Isn't that coincidental? All right at the same time, right before Harry and Meghan are going to Australia, and then boom, back in the royal family. And I just checked again today, the GoFundMe. Now, the Sally Preston GoFundMe is gone, but Thomas Markle Jr.'s account is still at $10,578. So, you can see it there, but it hasn't. Can you pull that up so you can view it? That was the matter with my window here, but so it hasn't really made it. That pretty much capped it out there, but they're making some good money from this. I'm just saying that they're popular. They're getting celebrity status. Their egos through the roof. They're contacting Megxiteers and turning them against each other. I mean, it looks like Thomas Jr. I mean, if TRG is right, and this is one huge psyop, and it's all coordinated, it's all a lie. It does look like Thomas Jr. and Samantha would be agent provocateurs for the mistress, the main agent provocateur of Meghan Markle, right? I mean, Meghan is there on the world stage to make the entire world go crazy, commenting about her, and then you've got the brother and sister revving up the Megxiteers and telling the fans, do this, color her what is it? I keep forgetting what that is. Donkey, whatever. 100,000. Thank you, John. It was 100,000 that they made. So they've made, almost 200,000 altogether. If you think about all the money they're making, they can't say boo about Megxiteers little YouTube accounts when these guys are raking it in hand over fist, right? Gail is a friend. Thank you, Bettina. I don't know why I blanked on her name. Ugh. That whole satanic group is just, you know. Yes, thank you. So Gail will be giving her commentary on that racist royal family and how they're treating their Megsy Wegsy, right? So the race stuff is going to come up again. Oh, here we go again. And then you have the brother and sister. They're going to be coming out with their stuff. And then that's going to be, and if the brother and sister are revving up hate, then that's going to be, we got to deplatform these YouTubers. There's too much hate on there. And, you know, it does look to me like the brother and sister are revving up the hate. They're definitely even revving up the hate between Mexican accounts, right? I mean, a lot of shenanigans going on here. A lot to this psyop, isn't it? Yeah, and then no doubt, I wouldn't be surprised if Nanaki Pretties pops up again, and maybe she'll challenge TRG again. I don't know. It's a whole drama. There's a whole psyop here. It's all very coordinated. It's all shizzle stirring. It's all revving up the hate, all that hate that the Centers for Countering Digital Hate are about. But they're not looking behind the scenes as who's causing all this hate, right? Yeah, thank you, Tiger Eye. I try. Thank you. Where's Doria? Oh, maybe Doria will pop up. That's a good one. You notice how they disappear in between? Like they go into the cave or the underground tunnels and then they pop out again. Right in time for Meghan and Harry to go back to the UK, right? The Megxit 2.0, right? So they're leaving was Megxit, so now they're returning. So what are you going to call that? You know, the demegxiting, the demexit, the unmexit. I mean, what are they going to call it this time, right? The invasion, foreign invasion. They should do that angle. Oh, we've got another migrant coming over. Yeah. Oh, Samantha wants digital ID, does she? Oh, there's a video I got to show you real quick before I start this reading. Bear with me. I meant to have it up and ready. But this is a very good video I caught on Facebook. And let me see, I'm going to get it. Yeah, so what do you guys think of all this? Do you think Samantha and Tom Jr. are agent provocateurs with Harry and Meghan working hand in hand, or what? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they're all communications behind the scenes, maybe via Sunshine Sack. I mean, and then you got the Sussex Squad, whole other avenue of this. All these intricacies, all these, the web, the spider web. Let me see if I can find it, this video. Is this it? See if this is it.
Here's the Real ID play. It's not just a better driver's license. A Real ID is a digital master key. One login that can follow you everywhere. So today, it's verify your age. Tomorrow, it's your bank login, your health records, your insurance, your job portal, student accounts, travel bookings, phone number and SIM, tax profile, benefits, utilities, payments, social media. And once everything gets routed through one ID, access becomes leverage. Because the new power isn't in what you own, it's in what you're allowed to access. Hear me out, guys. Platforms do not need government order to lock you out. We know that for sure. They're private companies. They can change the rules overnight. And if your digital ID becomes the gate, a ban stops being a button on an app. It becomes a ripple through your entire life that's connected to this ID. Welcome to the first phase of the social credit system. Not a score on paper, a switch in the cloud. When access is permission, freedom is now conditional. So here's a question for you. If your ID becomes your internet key, who decides when it stops working? Comment your answer below and share this with somebody who needs to think about it. Let's talk about it.
Wow, he explains it perfectly, right? It's just the first step. It's the key to lock you in and lock you out of your life. You know, right now, at least, I only lose a YouTube account when I piss off Harry and Meghan. But in the future, they want it so if YouTube decides to shut me down, then my bank shuts down, I shut down. Access to buying groceries shuts down. You know what I mean? It would shut everything down with one switch. So it's very concerning. That's what they want. That's the end game. So be aware of that. Yeah. So let me just see what you're saying here. So Tom Jr. said in the last election cycle for Kamala not to stop as he would like to endorse her, and then he caught himself. Very telling. Oh, so he was for Kamala, huh? Not a surprise. Yeah, they're pretending to be Republicans. And there was evidence, somebody came up of old tweets of Samantha Markle. She was a Democrat. I mean, both sides are controlled by one thing, so I don't, really buy into the two side. But yeah, they're all liars. I mean, they're all liars in my opinion. I don't believe anything any of them say at this point. It's been going on too long, too sick and tired of it. Harry and Meghan never addressed them. Why is that? You got your brother and sister all over YouTube talking about you. Why don't you ever talk about them? Why are you always only talking about Meg's ears? Why is your Sussex squad not going after them? Or do they go after them? I don't notice. There's no this. They go after us and to platform us. I don't see Thomas Jr.'s YouTube account going down like mine and other people's. Just saying. You can tell who the controlled opposition is. Their channels never go down. Might be one way. Yeah. Yeah, Tom Sr. has TDS, really. Oh, just like Harry and Harry's account. Interesting. No doubt. Trump is not helping the royal family out much, and they're losing their power. They don't like it, is what it looks like to me. Because the hate they have is just totally irrational. And I think that the fact that Harry and Meghan came here to the United States in 2020 just to keep Trump out. I mean, so obviously Trump is, by exiting the WHO, the World Health Organization, which we now know Harry and Meghan both work with. Now we know why. There's definitely a battle there. They're definitely if I have to pick a side, I'm on Trump's side with that one, because I don't want to be a part of the World Health Organization. They're already revving for their next pandemic. They're talking about lockdowns because of electricity now. They're moving to electricity. They're saying, oh, energy. Everybody needs to lock down. There's not enough energy. And why is that? Oh, because they made you switch to solar panels that don't work and windmills that don't work, or turbines, whatever. So now that's the rumor I'm hearing now. They're going to go to energy lockdowns to save energy. But it's always about the lockdowns. It's always about the digital IDs, digital currencies. It's all the same plan. They don't care which way they get there, as long as they get there, whether it's climate change or, a made up virus or whatever. They'll do anything. Yeah. So let's take a look at Samantha and Thomas Markle, who I think are working together. And they're popping out now, both with YouTube channels, now that Harry and Meghan are about to make a big splash in the media with Australia and a return to the royal family this summer. Who would have thought Meghan is going to return to the racist royal family that drove her out of the UK? They're so racist, I tell you, so racist. And Harry and Meghan are going to Australia, but they're not bringing the invisible children. Huh, isn't that interesting? Don't they want their children to see Australia? They don't want to bring their children to show them the world? Everything seems to be one lie after another with this family. If they are a family, I don't think they don't look related. They really don't, in my opinion. But anyways, let's take a look. Let's look at what they're up to. What is Tom Jr. and Samantha up to? I mean, they are public figures now, so I can read about them, right? It's entertainment purposes only. Yeah. So what's their attitude? They're working with. I mean, Tom Jr. got on a TV show. Made a lot of money in Australia. You gotta have some serious connections there to do that. You gotta have like Meghan Markle grade connections, You don't just get on a huge TV show just because you're the brother. Why wasn't Samantha on it, Why are they really on YouTube and trying to get YouTubers fighting with each other? What's behind the scenes here, these two? And what was my next question? Why is Samantha returning to YouTube? Why is she suddenly opening a YouTube channel 10 years into this? Suddenly she wants to be a YouTuber. Isn't that interesting? And what are they expecting to accomplish by revving things up and trying to get people to call Meghan a donkey, whatever. And what are they expecting to accomplish? And how will it go? How will it go with Thomas Jr. and Samantha both getting their YouTube accounts, getting ready to blast social media with their presence, probably be on Dan Wooten and all that. And I'm sure they'll probably be on Lady C's channel as well. So how's that going to go? What did they not want? Were they trying to keep down or away? What do Samantha and Thomas Jr. not want? And how is Meghan Markle really affecting them? Is Meghan Markle working with them, or is she really against them? What's the real story here? How is they're certainly making a lot of money off being related to her. Gotta admit, doing quite well for themselves. But how does she really affect them? Do they really hate her? Do they see her as an enemy, or are they really working together behind the scenes? And what are they hoping for? And how's it going to go in the long term? Let's take a look at Thomas Jr. and Samantha. Let's take a look here. What's going on with those two? What are they up to? Let's see what the cards show. All right, general attitude. Oh, Eight of Swords reversed. Releasing something here. Perhaps they feel that Meghan has prevented them from coming out with things and they want to release more, or they just want to release more stuff. Is this bright enough? Should I turn the light on? Let me turn the extra light. It's a little dark. Thought I could get away without it, but yeah, I see releasing something here, releasing some new torpedoes against Megalodon, perhaps. Some new lies. Now, what are some of the lies? They've been telling some things. Oh, I heard, not that I heard, but on Crazy Days and Nights. Remember Crazy Days and Nights said that the brother of the illiterate one wanted to get other YouTubers in trouble by getting them to say things that would get their accounts taken down. Let me see if I can find that. That was another tweet I saw on Twitter, where they were saying that he was apparently, allegedly, Thomas Jr. had said that Trevor told him that Meghan had a hysterectomy. People were saying that he said that. And I think he denied it later. I don't know if he denied it later, but whatever. It was a huge rumor to be popping out with, and everybody ran with it. They're like, Thomas Jr. just said she had a hysterectomy. Trevor said she had a hysterectomy. I can't necessarily find it now, but there is a tweet about it. It was on Crazy Days and Nights mentioning it. That and Crazy Days and Nights said the whole purpose was to get YouTubers deplatformed. So that tells me that potentially there's evidence there that incident that they're working together, right? Yeah, let me see here. See your comments. Potentially. Okay, you're saying Marcus is involved. Well, yeah, Marcus is always around, isn't he? He is opening a Soho house in Australia. Oh, interesting. And he got Meg this gig at the same time he is opening the Soho. So the Soho Ho is going to Ho Ho in Australia. That makes a lot of sense. That might be the whole reason they're going. Blake Lively and Justin Case has blown the working of the manipulation between the media, bullying, and Taylor Swift. Mean girl action. Wasn't that long ago, but Tom Jr. got on YouTube and said that. Okay, thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. I heard that too at the time, but then nothing really came of it. It seemed kind of bizarre. Like, how would Tom Jr. know that Trevor would have told him? He claims to have talked to Trevor. Well, has Tom Jr. ever had Trevor on his YouTube channel? Has he ever interviewed him? No, right? No, he doesn't interview anyone. I mean, he could bring out a lot of people on to interview that knew Meghan. Why doesn't he interview Nanaki Pretty? Why doesn't he interview anyone else that knew her growing up? Not one person, a teacher, no one. he couldn't get anyone on his show to interview. I mean, there's a lot there's a lot of things that he could clear up, but instead he's on there from, I haven't watched in a long time, but the last I checked, he's just on there insulting Meghan, right? I'm getting a sip of water here, get a little cough. Yeah, so all he does is make fun of her and call her a donkey's ass or whatever. When he could be revealing things and giving us information and getting other people. So it just goes to show you it's for show, in my opinion. That's what it looks like to me. But let's see. So they want to release probably more lies. That's what it looks like to me. More scans to stir the pot. Oh, and look at this. This is what they're working with. Knight of Wands reversed. Yeah, so Knight of Wands, I always see that's the soldier. That's the one coming in, causing trouble here, stirring things up, and being a very aggressive military style. This is a military complex kind of thing. So Thomas and Samantha are the soldiers. They're coming in. They're coming in now to start beating all you YouTubers, Megxiteers over the head, get you fighting with each other, get all the people. Give me your money. I've got a new GiveSendGo, a new GoFundMe. Do this, do that. Post this to Meghan, put up a sign. They're here to really rev you up, rev people up. Fight, Meghan, fight, get the hate going to prove that she needs censorship. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. So what's the base of it all? What's driving them? What's the secret force behind them? Oh, and again, Six of Wands. Yeah, wanting attention, wanting to be seen as the hero. They want to be seen. This is what I'm getting from the card. I'm not making any accusations. Again, it's same purposes only. But it looks to me like Thomas Jr. from this card, Thomas Jr. and Samantha want to be the heroes, the leaders of the Megxiteers. They're in charge. They're the heroes. They're like, so the press, the mainstream media, pays them tens of thousands of dollars to interview them because they're, all you little people, you sheeple out there, you peasants, you do the calling of Samantha and Thomas Jr. That's the way they see it. There's a lot of arrogance here, a lot of show, a lot of look at me. A lot of let's make fun of Meghan, ha ha ha, send me some money. You know what I mean? It's all just basically the same shtick over and over. And they love the attention, of course. But I mean, who doesn't? You want a successful YouTube channel. I'm not knocking it. But, you're just playing into, you're not revealing anything. You're ordering around your troops. You're telling your troops what to hold up signs saying donkey's ass or whatever, and you're parading around like you're some kind of star on TV show in Australia, but really, you're just a hanger-on. It looks like, it's just really, it's old now. In the beginning, it was like, okay, they want to come out and tell their side of the story or whatnot, but this is 10 years into it. Enough is enough already. But they're still riding it. They're still doing the same thing over and over. Making fun of Meghan, pretending to drop secrets, to get people in trouble, ostensibly, to raise money for this or that. Like I pointed out before, the father has had he's had a heart attack. He's had 2 heart attacks, a stroke, an earthquake, and now losing the leg. I mean, how much more can an elderly man withstand? You know what I mean? It seems very over the top to me. It seems possibly orchestrated and a performance. But I'm not looking into that today. I'm just looking at Samantha and Thomas Jr. So why is Samantha coming back? Why is she opening an account? Oh, there we go. Page of Coins. So on a positive note, you could say, well, she wants to show some documentation. She wants to communicate. Pages communications. It's something new. It's starting up your own channel for the first time. She wants to share some information. Maybe she'll share some documents, more pictures, more Photoshop pictures. I hope not, but we'll see. I'll be looking at them. But this could also indicate just there to make some money, It's like, well, Harry and Meghan, their attention is fading. Let me just get on and make some coin while I can. It could also be it. But, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt because I do get it upright. And, she obviously, I'm sure there's some information that she could share that we haven't seen yet, documents and whatnot, that she hasn't done already. She's too busy calling and getting Meg's ears fighting with each other. I don't know. Sounds like a curse. On Thomas Sr. Maybe. Yeah, who knows? So what are they expecting? What are they expecting with their YouTube accounts and everything else? Oh, look at this. So this is what they're expecting to cause. Now, you could look at this as Meghan Markle being very upsetting their sister, if it is their sister. Or you could just see this as them creating more stress and upsetting us to get us to react, to us to get angry, right? Because it's always about making the Megxiteers or people who watch Megxiteer accounts. It's all about getting them angry. Look what Harry and Meghan did today. Harry and Meghan are doing a lot that you should be angry about. Working with the World Health Organization, lying, funneling our tax money through USAID, stealing all our tax money, getting involved in censorship and trying to thwart an election. So there's a lot of crimes they've committed, but the brother and the sister here seem to be wanting to just rev it up more for other reasons, trying to get people fighting with each other, like Megxiteers with each other, and just creating a shizzle storm. So I do see them coming in to just upset people more and to cause more upset and confusion rather than clarity, is what I get from that. Yeah. It's a psyop. I would take this as a psyop card, causing more intense psyop. Like, it's much more intense with them returning than it would have been otherwise with Harry and Meghan going to Australia and then going back to the UK, to the racist royal family. Oh, look what's at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords. So this is taking out, using Meghan. I see this as what is reversed sometimes. You could look at it as, attacking Meghan with his criticisms, take that, take that, take that. But instead of Meghan being down and out, she's being lifted up on that as it makes her appearances and her publicity and her name trending on Twitter, X, and whatnot. So it gives her more power with advertisers and makes her more powerful in that way. So in a way, Thomas Jr. and Smith help with that by attacking her, maligning her. They're feeding Harry and Meghan's agenda of promoting hate, which is what Harry and Meghan are always complaining about with their CCDH censorship going on. And it also lifts Meghan's ego and her reputation to be this villainous woman. She's not going to ever be considered the most beautiful woman in the world or the best actress, but she can be she lied. Remember when she lied in 2020 and said she was the most trolled person on the internet when it was really Adele, but whatever. She wants to, but that tells you Meghan wants to be the most trolled person online, because that gives her clout. That's like, I'm number one trolled person. Poor me. I am the ultimate victim. And of course, Thomas Jr. and Smith are helping her with that goal in getting that title, that award, if you will. Yeah, it seems like she will only be at the girls' night out retreat for one night only. Okay, it tells me she is really there for Soho. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. She's only going to be there one night. Yeah, she wants to do the publicity for that and make it seem like, oh, I'm just hanging out with the girls, but really she's there for the Soho. She loves Soho House, doesn't she? My gosh, everything Harry and Meghan do is all around Soho House and Ron Burkle, and wow, it's just the Clintons and all those all the most evil people, criminals in the world, they're all at Soho House. Remember on the Soho House website when they had pages about not having trafficking? It's like, we will not allow anyone to traffic in any sex slaves. That's prohibited. They actually had to put that on their website, that they prohibited that. So apparently it was going on. I'm just saying. We all know that allegedly, I don't know, I've never been there, but all I know is that Meghan really loves her Soho house. She really loves Soho. That's her place. That's her home. Her home away from home. So what do Samantha and Thomas Markle Jr., not want to happen? What do they not want? 9 of Pentacles. The Duchess card, right? The woman, the very wealthy woman. Yeah, so they don't want her to, keep all the money she makes from the publicity. They want to get some of that. They don't want her to be seen as some dignified, royal, and they want to take it down. Just like I have over here with the Ten of Swords. They want to destabilize her, and they want to shake her down. It's like shaking that money tree and getting the coins down. They want to make her life more difficult for sure, make some money out of it. Yeah, so what are they hoping for? What are Samantha Thomas Jr. hoping for? 8 of Coins. Well, they don't want to do much work. They're kind of like their sister with that one. They're a bit lazy, these two. Have you noticed they talk about, I have a degree in this, degree that. Well, what work do you actually do? Well, nothing. YouTube is work. I'll give you that, but it's not real work. You know what I mean? It's fun. But they don't want to work for it. They just want to go on YouTube, say, "Hey everyone, follow my channel and send my GoFundMe," and that's about it. They don't want to they don't want to do any work. They just want the money to come in without doing very little, tell a few jokes on a camera and get paid. I mean, that power to you. I'm all for making any money, having fun, I'm all for it. But at the same time, it does seem a little bit more sinister than that, judging by the fact that they have been causing trouble with Meg's ears and what they've been doing. And yeah, so it does appear that the fact that this has been going on for 10 years, almost 10 years now, I mean, we're getting there, that there's something untoward about all of this. And it stinks, It's not, there's nothing new being revealed. They're not really taking down Meghan at all. They're pumping themselves up and making money while they're at it. So yeah, there you have it. So how do they really see Meghan? How do Samantha and Thomas Jr. really see Meghan? How does she really affect them? Oh, look at that. She is a good criminal. She is the ultimate shyster here. That's the word I can use for it. Is that the right word for criminal? Cunning criminal. Yeah, so they respect her. This is upright. They're like, wow, she did it. She's doing it. She got in the royal family. She's getting all this money. She has been lying, and no one has been able to confront her about her fake belly bumps. No one's been able to confront her about her lies about racism. Yeah, she's getting away with it all. She's very clever, and they realize that. And she is a liar too. So she's like a co-criminal here, and I see it as a minor arcana. So that tells me that Samantha and Thomas coming back. It's Samantha and Thomas like the attention, which I don't fault them for. Anyone generally likes to get attention and get some notoriety, a little bit of fame. I mean, sure, go for it. But, they're just doing what Meghan's doing. They're just doing it at a smaller scale, You have to admit. And Meghan is definitely not the main impetus for them with their accounts. They want it for themselves, Wow, they raised her right in there. They raised her right in there. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, swamp donkey. Thank you, swamp donkey. I mean, where'd that phrase come from? What kind of weirdness is that? See, that tells me he wants his own special catchphrase. Like I've never heard that phrase before. Maybe that's common where he hangs out. I don't know. Have you ever heard that phrase before? Or is that like a new phrase just for him that he can use and he can say, see, I started that. I'm the one who started the swamp donkey. He really wants that to trend. He's been saying that for years. Swamp donkey, right? Because last time I looked at his channel, it was years ago. So he's still saying it. Then that tells me that he wants that to be his catchphrase. He wants to take credit for it if it takes off. It reminds me of the Mean Girls movie. It Remember the girl wanted to make fetch be a new catchphrase. Oh, that's so fetch. And then the mean girl looked at her and said, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening. Well, Thomas Jr. is trying to make Swamp Donkey happen. And someone's got to tell him it's not happening. Stop making it happen, Yeah. Yeah, none of the apples fall far from the tree. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you've only heard Tom Jr. say that. Right, that's what I thought. It's his creative. It's an interesting phrase, interesting turn of words, interesting turn of phrase, but it's his phrase. So that tells you a bit of calculation and of an entertainment sort is behind what he's doing in general. It's not to make revelations. It's not to expose Meghan and Harry. It's not to do anything of the sort. He's just here to entertain. He's an entertainer. He's part of the show. He's part of the circus. This whole thing is a circus act, and he's in one ring. Samantha's in another ring, and Meghan and Harry are in another ring. So this is just one big circus, that shows, in my opinion. So anyways, how's it going to go? They're coming back. They're helping their fellow criminal here. They're looking for the money. They're looking to attack Meghan and make her more powerful and upset the Megxiteers. Maybe get some deplatformed, make themselves famous, try to make... Because, as soon as Meghan is famous, more pumped up more in the media, that brings the attention to Thomas and Samantha, and they start getting the interview requests, and they start getting people, oh, poor you. Meghan's treated you and your father so horribly. Where can I send money? Where can I support you? So it's a revenue stream for all of them. We got to face facts. That's the way it's been, the way it continues to be. And, starting a YouTube channel is the easiest way to do it. You do very little work. You just make a video and, you'll get revenue from that, especially if your video becomes a big hit, which it will if your sister is returning to the UK after leaving, 6-7 years ago, right? Or 6 years ago. Yeah. Shaking the money tree. All about getting a lot about the money. Yeah, we're all going to make money somehow. They've been making a lot for doing very little, though. They've exposed very little. Have they revealed anything of any worth at all regarding Harry and Meghan? Or Meghan specifically? They wouldn't really know anything about Harry. But, it's been how many years now? 6 years? 7 years? Have they ever revealed anything worthwhile? It seems like the only thing they revealed appears to be a lie that Trevor told him she had a hysterectomy in order to get Meg's channels on YouTube in trouble and get them deplatformed, because Meghan could accuse them of defamation or whatnot. So it just seems like this whole operation, they really do seem to be working together here. I've got to tell you, I don't see them really being against Meghan. They see Meghan as a co-criminal here, a conspirator, part of the operation is what I'm getting here. So how's it going to go? How's it going to go for them? Oh, look at that. Major Arcana. Yeah, they're going to make things crazy for sure. And they want to. It's going to be even more than expected. So this is what they're expecting to cause, upset people, get people riled up, get people banned off YouTube. But they're really going to make things crazy. They're doing a lot of work behind the scenes, spreading a lot of rumors, in ways that you wouldn't expect. Really crazy stuff they're coming out with. I don't know who they work with as far as media connections or whatnot, but be warned, beware of anything you hear. Harry and Meghan, they're going to be spreading a lot of misinformation, disinformation, a lot of drama. But I'd look at it as targeting Megxiteers, in my opinion, because that seems to be the target always, to make Megxiteers look bad, get them in trouble, get them fighting each other, creating drama, and people not knowing what's really going on, like with the recent deplatformings that just happened, or with Nanaki Pretty suddenly appearing again, like something like that, like really crazy, making things really crazy that people are like, what is going on here? Like somebody popping out of the woodwork that's never popped up. Maybe Marcus Anderson will start a channel. Maybe he'll pop out on Twitter and make a video and confront TRG or something, like something really, but rest assured, Samantha and Thomas Jr. are involved in whatever. This is a major arcana, so it'll be big, and Samantha and Thomas will be behind it, whether you know it or not, and you probably won't know it, because this is a card of causing, it can cause fear, hysteria, people going nuts, but it's, you can also look at this as an eclipse full moon action as well. And, for those of you, get my little sheet. I make my astrology reference sheet. I make every year. I'll look at it right now for you. So we know in April. So in April, on April 1st, Fool's Day. Now the Satanists love April Fool's Day. That's the day that Pfizer released the documents that showed how dangerous their injections were. And this year, April 1st, 2026, is a full moon at 12 Libra. And that's, I don't know the degree, but if Meghan's chart is correct, she has a moon in Libra. So it would affect her. She might be doing something there around March 30th, the days leading up to that. And so April 1st, full moon, April 17th, new moon. So those may be 2 days that, especially April Fool's Day. How much you want to make a bet Samantha comes back on April Fool's Day? Her account opens, like, boom, Samantha's here. I mean, I'm not making any bets on that, but I mean, moon phases may be also applied to what they do and how, because we all know that's what Meghan times everything around the moon phases, moon magic, whatnot. Yeah, nothing of substance, right? World Economic Forum, You think they're working with them? I think they are. I mean, Harry and Meghan are working with them, with the World Health Organization. So for sure. And how long term, so they're going to make a lot of craziness. They're going to upset a lot of people. They're going to get people fighting as they already have. Oh, and look at this in the long term. Queen of Swords. So in the end, I see Meghan being boosted from this and her being able to use this to promote herself as the most trolled person on the internet. Poor me. Everybody's just so attracted to me. They can't stop watching me and looking at me and talking about me. I'm just so wonderful. So this is going to boost Meghan in the end, although for people who take the bait of Samantha and Thomas Jr. and really boost up Meghan's attention online. And Meghan will be using this to promote her censorship and her childhood safety. It's not safe for children on there with all those mean Megxiteers putting all those lies out there that were told to them by her brother and sister. So, I mean, that kind of thing, ostensibly could happen. But I do see Meghan somehow benefiting from this. As well as just, this could also relate to Samantha Markle coming out more prominently in this and really boosting her career. Her YouTube channel could take off and she could become, while Thomas Jr. is like goofing around and making jokes, Samantha looks like she'd be more serious and perhaps get more prominence because of that. So boost her career as well. Yeah, April 1st is really the new year of the occult. Oh, is that so? I didn't know that. Thank you. April Fool's Day. Yeah. Satanic holidays in April. Yeah. I'm sure. Anything satanic, Harry and Meghan are doing something. And Australia, you got everywhere around the world, but Australia, you definitely have a large community of people like Harry and Meghan, let's put it that way. For sure. Especially also in Hollywood, Montecito. If you ever listen to Professor Hamamoto, he's from California. He lives in that area. And he said Montecito is very satanic. They've got occultists that going back to Aleister Crowley, and it's been there for centuries. So it's a very evil place. It's known for being very evil, as well as Hollywood. So it's no wonder that Harry and Meghan live there. Just saying, it's known to be a very satanic, organized, a lot of Satanists living there. So Oprah, of course, is there. The most evil people in the world, they're going to live and gravitate to certain areas, and Montecito is one of them. Yeah, as well as Hawaii, it seems. Yeah. Well, all right, there you have it. I see them getting attention, making a little money, creating upsets amongst people, releasing things to get people riled up and arguing and fighting and get people going, revving people. I see them basically to rev up the people online, get them going, do something, getting people, reacting and all of that. And they're just doing it as an easy way to make money. It's just an easy way to make money off of their alleged sister, or the woman portraying their sister. And it's going to be crazy. Look out. It's going to be really crazy. Yeah, they're going to be behind things you're not going to even realize that they're doing. So beware of anything going on. It's probably going to be connected back to them and back to Harry and Meghan, the whole psyop that's going on. So be warned. They're coming out more, and Samantha's starting a YouTube channel. So yeah, it's revving up. Revving up. The craziness is building up. They're waiting until April to explode and start the insanity that will last, no doubt, into the summer when Harry and Meghan go back to the UK and the royal family. So rest now while you can. You've got about, at least a month, I would say. At least you have another 3 weeks or 2.5. Get plenty of sleep, and don't be bothered by anything, because they're going to be coming out with a lot of crazy nonsense and hysteria with who knows what. But all we know is with Harry and Meghan, the lies never stop. Everything's the lie about everything, and it's all about attacking our freedom of speech and taking away our freedoms. Digital ID and the World Health Organization. Yeah, it's all about tyranny from them. So there you have it. So I hope you find, and you don't hear Samantha or Thomas Jr. talking about any of those topics, or Harry and Meghan with the WHO and everything else, the censorship that they're doing. They never have any criticisms about that, Meghan censoring everyone, right? I mean, as far as I know, strictly a psyop. They strictly stick to their tails, it seems, is what it appears to me. But I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But anyways, thank you all for being here. It's great seeing you. Great chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, thank you, Tiger Eye. I really appreciate that. So, all right, everyone, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Take care.